Joe, tonight must be a very special night for you. How does it feel?
It's a release, really. It's been a long time coming. This past 2 weeks has been a bit of a whirlwind, but we're here now. I'm seeing people's faces walking around spaces. It's great. Well, I was brought in 2018 to, first and foremost, is catalogue the collection that had never been done before, and I had to go around cupboards, loft spaces, anywhere around the stadium, any nook and crannies that stuff might be, and I found some of the stuff that's on display here today.
I think the fans are really going to enjoy it, but even for ourselves and through the ex-players, seeing some of the things at the club and the history and some of the memorabilia they have is fantastic. A lot of things I was looking at was the time, obviously, when I was playing, and some of my teammates, and some of the things back to the 72 era, the European year. So that was a really interesting part of me, and see now the club have got a replica trophy made exactly as it was when we won back then, so that was really nice.
You came into this role maybe not quite knowing how big it was going to be. Do you think you had any idea of just how much it was going to take over your life?
I've been a fan since I was born, basically. My dad wouldn't have had it any other way. And my first sort of task was to separate being a fan and I've got a job to do. The club were good enough to put me through a distance learning master's course at Leicester University, Museum Studies. So I managed to pass that with merit, no pressure on that. Stuart Robertson, again, was the main driver of that.
Yes, it's amazing to see you here at the museum. What are your first thoughts walking through?
Yeah, it's amazing to be here on the day before it officially opens, so I'm thankful for the invitation. And yeah, it's great to see the museum. I know that a lot of people within Rangers have worked long and hard to make this happen, and I think it looks amazing. There's a wall designed for the history of the women's team and in the past years and the current team, which I'm a part of. So it's great to all of a sudden see myself on the wall on one of the pictures. So that's lovely. Rangers has had a professional women's team since 2020, but obviously the women's game has been around for a very long time. Hasn't always gotten its recognition. Actually, in Scotland it took until 1974 for women's football to be recognized by the SFA. For us now to have a place within the club as a professional women's team and also to be recognized in a museum, I think is brilliant. There's still lots more progress to be done, but it's fantastic that we're here at this moment in time. And then I'm grateful that I can say that I'm a professional footballer playing for Rangers.
Now, a lot of the fans were asked to bring pieces that maybe they felt that would be good for the museum, but there's something that you might have.
I've got a replica jersey of the 72 team. All the people got a medal. There was 13 who's got a medal, 11 that played, plus Ronnie McKinnon and Colin Jackson. So I'm going to give that over to the museum to let everybody see it. It's quite unique because obviously Sandy's passed away and we've still got his signature.
Is there something in there that really stands out to you that you've remembered?
For example, the legendary managers bit, the fact that there were so few, that there have been so few managers for the men's team, well, is I think a very special fact about Rangers. I saw a Dutch shirt, that's one of the first things I noticed when I was walking in the museum, I think from Numan. I mean, obviously Rangers has a long and very rich history. I think they probably could have filled another 3 museums with the amount of trophies and shirts and medals that the club has in their archives. But I think that they've done a good job in telling the story of Rangers Football Club.
As a young boy at school, did you think you would ever want to be a curator in a museum at Rangers?
I wanted to wear the shirt and put the ball in the back of the net, but that wasn't to be. But yeah, I remember my dad when he was, before he passed, I showed him round and his face was just great. I just wish that you could have seen this.